When the offer came in, we're going back and forth, and I'm like, this is going to be a pretty heavy tax bill. And so I did some rough numbers. I told them to talk to their accountant and all that kind of stuff. And I figure it's about $100,000 difference, the changes. Business owners aren't care because capital gains taxes is only going to be people who are selling. So it's like, if you're not a seller right now, I put it in my newsletter this week about, all the times that the capital gains has changed. And it went from, half to 2/3 to 3/4 and back down. And yeah, so I mean, yeah, we're going up to 2/3 again, basically over 250,000 for individuals and obviously corporations. It's going to be 2/3. And yeah, so like anything can change. We can go back down to, we can get rid of capital gains at one point. Like there's no real clarity at this point. If you need to sell, so I got a place on the market right now, commercial property owned by a corporation, and we're on the market, we're selling. So we got an offer, and the offer was, we're listed at 1.7. They bought the building at like 200 and something thousand years ago. So it's pretty substantial capital gains. And so, and when the offer came in, we're going back and forth, and I'm like, this is going to be a pretty heavy tax bill. And so I did some rough numbers. I told them to talk to their accountant and all that kind of stuff. And I figure it's about $100,000 difference, the changes. Right? So we start trying to negotiate to try to get a June 24th closing date.
Yeah.
Because that's now a huge deal.
Huge.
But it's commercial financing. It's not easy to get. Right? So in the end, my suggestion to the agent was, because we got the price that we wanted and all that kind of stuff, is we'll do a small VTB. So I found out how much cash they've got. Said, that's what I want from you. They had a big chunk of cash, thankfully, so it wasn't a high ratio type of loan. And I said, we'll give you the VTB that you need from the bank for a couple months after June 24th, so that we can benefit from the closing, prior to June 25th. That's if the budget's going to be passed or whatever. But anyways, client was happy. I'm happy. Everybody wins. My client pockets potentially an extra $100,000 because of the closing date. But that's a big impact.
Well, and this is the thing. And there's going to be a lot of people that need to sell in the coming years that this will affect. And so it just went from bad to worse for those people, right? If you're sitting here going, like, when should I get rid of this thing? Because renewal's coming
February 2022. You missed it.
You missed it. Not to
okay.
time the top of the market.
You missed it.
I'm not saying the top to time the top.
But right now, though, the advice right now is people are like, well, what do I do? Do I dump my property? First of all, to dump your property just because of the capital gains, one, you may not make the deadline. Two, right now, commercial real estate, it's not a great market. It's a tough market, and that, you might be able to wait until interest rates go down again, and that whatever your capital gains are. I mean, that was extreme. The example I gave. I think most people, it would be the exposure would be maybe 50,000 or something. So if you end up waiting until, rates come down a little bit, I think you'll get 50 grand more. And so then, you'll at least 50 grand more. And so you'll offset any of those tax changes. Right. So I don't think it's that big of a deal for someone to say, I should sell right now just because, especially if you can hang on to it for another few years. I'm bullish on real estate. Like that hasn't changed. There's still a lot of demand. We're still growing. And we can't build anything, and there's no room to build anything. And then we got all these same problems that everybody still, has been complaining about for years.
No room.
There's no room to build within the Toronto area. Everything is like outside of Toronto. You got to go further and further and further away.
You do?
Yeah, absolutely. Where are you going to build inside Toronto?
You mean like houses, subdivisions?
Well, sure. You can't build detached houses in a big neighborhood.
No.
You got no room to build more industrial units in Toronto. You got only spaces to build condos. And we know that those numbers just don't make sense anymore. You and I had a meeting yesterday. The numbers just don't make sense anymore to build condos. Nobody's building condos. Even the REITs aren't penciling deals for condos right now. There's very few deals that make sense. Very few deals that make sense. So those aren't going to be built anymore. What else? We got all these, fiveplexes and townhouses and multiplexes and, small 6-story buildings and all that kind of stuff. Are any of those going to pencil out?
Not the ones for, $1,500 a square foot, $1,400 a square foot. No way.
But and who can build them? I just listed that one on Woodbine yesterday. I told you there was one on Woodbine that I got. It's going on the market next week. And you know, yeah, it's great that, you know, somebody's assembled 3 properties right on Woodbine. But is that even going to be something that, you know, somebody's going to be willing to put the money into and to develop it? I've seen some crazy applications out there, but I see a bunch of them going on the market, you know, saying, yeah, we're inches away from being approved or whatever. Here's this like big, tall building in the middle of some area that makes no sense that it's there, but nobody's building anything. You know, how many projects? I want to know how many projects in 2024 have actually broke ground.
No, and the ones that are launching sales are falling flat.
Yeah.
Like it's a ghost town.
I'm getting some weird emails from some strange people right now on why I should be selling their pre-construction condos and houses to my clients. And I'm just like,
they're coming to
who
you
are you
again?
How did you get my information? How did you get my email? Why are you sending me this? You know? Hey guys, thanks for watching our clips channel. Why don't you go and check out some more clips? We got lots of other good content somewhere over here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Boom.
That was good.
That was good. I like that. That was good.